That's the story of Genesis 1, Genesis 2, and Genesis 3. How mankind broke the heart of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. The only thing we've added to God is misery, pain, sadness, and anguish. Did you know that? Prior to creation, Father, Son, Holy Spirit never experienced anger, displeasure, sadness, and anguish. But once creation came into being, Father, Son, Holy Spirit are experiencing pain, sadness, anguish, heartache, right? Anger. That's the only thing we've added to the experience of the Godhead. Did you know that? Let me show you this. And we're going to end it with these two verses. Prior to creation, the Father never cried. The Son never cried. And the Holy Spirit never cried. But because of creation, watch this. John 11, 33, 35. Prior to creation, the Father never cried, the Son never cried, and the Spirit never cried. But now look, because of us. John 11, 33, 35. When Jesus, therefore, this was when Lazarus was dead, 4 days dead, people are heartbroken because of death. When Jesus, therefore, saw her crying, Martha, Mary, Martha, they're crying. And the Jews who came with her also crying. He was deeply moved in spirit and was troubled. He was anguished in his heart, heartbroken for seeing the pain and misery caused by death, and said, "Where have you laid him? Let's get it over with. Let's get this pain over with. Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. Jesus wasn't weeping for Lazarus being dead because he just said, "I'm going to raise him." He wasn't crying that Lazarus. Jesus was crying because of all the people's heart that was shattered and destroyed because of the death of a loved one. When he saw them crying, it broke his heart. You know what that means? That means right now, when a child dies, either because it's killed or bombed or cancer or disease, or your loved one dies, and then the parents or the family members cry and weep, Jesus cries for you, not for the child. The child is alive, perfected. But Jesus looks at you and he cries. He still weeps till this day. Prior to creation, before there was a creature, Father, Son, Holy Spirit never cried, never felt anguish, hurt, pain, sadness, or anger. Now, because of creation, that's the only thing we've added. Final example. That's the story of Genesis 1, 2, and 3. Do you see why Satan wants to destroy your faith in Genesis? Do you understand now why? You have even Christians use of the devil, unbeknownst to them, telling you Genesis is not history, because Satan knows if I destroy your faith in Genesis, I destroy your faith in the rest of the Bible. It all starts in Genesis. If you dehistoricize Genesis, you've destroyed the very gospel. And you get Christians who are so stupid because they want the love of the world and the love of academia, capitulating, dehistoricizing Genesis, turning it into a myth to get their approval. The hell with the world. May Jesus be pleased with us.